Yeah, Meisvei. Holding Meisvei right in the middle of the page of Ayin Beis Amud Aleph. Tumtum ein ochel b'truma. A tumtum, a person whose genitals are covered, he's not permitted to eat truma. Why? Because if he's a male, that means he's an orel, right? An orel is not permitted to eat truma. Noshev avodav, his wives and his slaves, ochlim b'truma. Ochlim, they're permitted. So the Gemara is going to ask a question on this. But if his genitals are covered, what do you mean his wives?
Yeah.
It may be a woman.
Right.
And only a wife is permitted to eat truma. Moshuch, what about if his foreskin was pulled back? I mean, he was circumcised, and afterwards he became artificially not circumcised. V'nolat kshumo, but he was born circumcised. Hare'elu ochlim. It says explicitly she does eat. So this is contrary to what Rafuna said before. Androgynous ochel b'truma. Androgynous, androgynes, it's been where he was circumcised. Vein ochel b'kochim, but kochim is not permitted. Why not kochim? Only a male is permitted kochim kadosh b'chatos osham. Okay, tumtum eno ochel lo b'truma v'lo b'kochim. A tumtum does not eat truma kochim. Tonim yes, but what does it say in the brisa? Moshuch v'nola shumol harei ochlin. But before Rafuna said rabbinically a moshuch, because he looks like he's uncircumcised, he doesn't eat truma. And here we have a brisa says explicitly, even though he's a moshuch, he does eat truma. Tiyufta Rafuna tiyufta. So Rafuna is refuted totally. Rafuna is proven wrong, that even though he looks like he's uncircumcised, but factually he's permitted to eat truma, even midrabanan. Omamar, tumtum ein ochel b'truma. It says the tumtum himself doesn't eat truma. Noshev avodav ochli, but his wives are permitted and his slaves. So versus Noshev l'tumtum b'noleg. How do we know he has a wife? Elaim the Kodesh, maybe he did Kedushin. The Tanya, a Tumtum Shekidish Kedushin Kudushin. A Tumtum marries a woman, the Kedushin is Kedushin. This Kaddish, if the Tumtum is married to a man, Kedusha of Kedushin. That's only L'chumra, we say Kedushin. L'kula mi'amrina, and here we're permitting him to eat Truma, his slaves to eat Truma, but if it's a woman, how could the wife eat Truma? She may not be a wife. Sofi Gishu, Ben Isha Mekadesh Isha, a woman can't marry a woman. So how could it say in the Brisa Tumtum that the wife of the Tumtum is permitted to eat Truma? It's a Sofi the Brisa L'chumra. He may be a woman. And that's Amar Abaye Kshebeitz of Nikoros. We're speaking about that although the genital is not fully uncovered, but the testicles protrude. So Oriel, he's an Oriel because he's not circumcised, so he's not permitted. Mibachutz. Rabba Mamay Noshav, when it says Noshav, eat Truma. Noshav doesn't mean his wives, Imo, his mother. Yeah? Meaning because his father was a Kohen, right? And now there's a child. So whatever he is, whatever it is, a male or female, if there's a mother, so since there's a child left from the marriage, so his mother's, Noshav doesn't mean his women, his wife, it means the wives of the family. Because Iba Pshita, it's understood. Let's see, it's a girl, she eats. It's a boy, she eats. Either way she eats. Because it's a child. No, the child cannot eat because it may be a male. It may be a male, it's uncircumcised. He's an oral, but the mother can eat. Because the mother has a child from the Kohen. It's connected. Right. Samar says, molid machil. Maybe a child who could have a child, right? But since over the genitals are covered, Kamashmalan has nothing to do with it. As long as you have a child from the husband, who is the Kohen, the wife is permitted to eat. Toshma, tumtum eino ochel v'lo b'truma v'lo b'kochim. It says in the Brisa, tumtum, where he's fully covered, cannot eat truma because he's an orel, and kochim because it may be a female, right? A female doesn't eat kochim kadoshim. First, we're talking about oral vadai. According to Abaye, right? Uktoni seifa sofik orel. El Rava tumtum the seifa lomalik. According to Rava says no. We're talking about it's fully covered. What do we have? My tumtum orel. Hashda sofik orel ochel vadi orel ochel. So what do we have to tell me that an orel with a tumtum is a sofik orel? Matam komar, matam tumtum eino ochel b'truma. It's going to explain why is a tumtum not permitted to eat truma. Mimneisha sofik orelu v'orel, and since he's a sofik orel, And an orel is not permitted to eat truma. But orel ain't ochel lo b'truma v'lo b'kochim. Okay, lemu ketanoi. This discussion whether moshuch is permitted to eat truma on a rabbinic level or not, it's a machlokes. It's a machlokes tanoim. Moshuch, it says moshuch v'nolik shumol. A child was born. V'gershin is gayer shumol, like an Arab, a circumcised Arab. Now he converts. He wants to be a Jew, so you have to have his bris. Okay, shumol v'kotin she'ov is manu. A child which the bris was delayed. Ushar kol nimulim, and other people were previously circumcised. Lashimai, what does that come to include? Let's say a child's born with 2 foreskins. He only removed 1, right? So even though an act of circumcision was done, it wasn't sufficient. Because, no, it's not sufficient, because there's another. All these people, when you need Hatov's Dam Bris, everything could only be done during the daytime, not nighttime, okay? Rabbi Shimon Omer, Rabbi Shimon says, Bizmano Einimolin. If it's done on the 8th day, because it says biyom hashmini yimol, it's a yom means not night. Shlo bizmano, but if the 8th day passes and you're already holding the 9th day, nimolin biyomu belaylo, that you're able to circumcise even at nighttime. We don't rule like Rabbi Loza, Rabbi Shimon. We don't rule this one. We rule the milah can never be done at nighttime. Even a milah shlo bizmano, right? Okay, good. So circumcision, conversion, where the Arab, although he was circumcised as a goy, Tatov's Dam Bris has to be done during the daytime, okay? But Rabbi Loza Rishima says no, only if it's biyom, if it's bismano, that's biyom. Shlo bismano, it's either day or night. My love, what's the argument? What's the argument? The Marsov or Moshuch Doraisa. One is of the opinion that one of the cases is Moshuch, right? Moshuch, one of the cases that it says, the argument is he was circumcised, now the foreskin was regrown, which is only rabbinical. So it says over there, he says it has to be done during the daytime. Rabbi Shimon says no, it can be done at Moshe B'doraisa. The one who says that has to be done during the daytime, he treats it like he's not circumcised. Umar Sovar Moshe Rabbanon. And the other one says Moshe Rabbanon, it's only rabbinical. That's the argument, whether it can be done at night or it can even be done during the daytime. Only. Tizbro. One of the cases mentioned a child where you couldn't circumcise him on the 8th day, and now you're the 9th day. Right. And we find the machlokas. Does anybody argue that's a drabonon? So they're arguing on a deraisa level. El dekuli alma moshuch drabonon. Everybody agrees that moshuch, a person was circumcised, then he pulled the foreskin forward again. That has to be circumcised purely rabbinical. V'kod nishav izmano deraisa, and a child who wasn't circumcised on the 8th day, the 10th, 11th, that's a deraisa, he has to be circumcised. What are they arguing? Marsav darshina ubayom. It says if the Torah would want to say that only a bila bismana has to be during the daytime, it would say biyom hashmini. It says ubayom hashmini. What's the vav? The vav says not only the 8th day has to be done during the day, even the subsequent days. The 9th, 10th, whenever the evening of Shlobasman, that's the argument. Ubayom. Mar Sobar, Darshinon, the one who says that you interpret the Vav, so that means that anything which is other than the 8th day is similar to the 8th day. The other one says no, the 8th day is Bayom. All the subsequent days are what? Could even be at nighttime. Mar Sobar, Mar Sobar, Lo Darshinon. Ubayom. Ki Hodi Yosef Rabbi Yochanan, as Rabbi Yochanan had said. Now, the halach is like this. Let's say you have an animal that can only be eaten 2 days and a night. Let's say you bring a shlomim. You bring the shlomim Sunday, so you can eat Sunday night, we'll call Monday, and Monday during the daytime. Beyond Shkia, Monday you can't eat it. Right? It's called leftover. But could you burn it at nighttime? You have to wait till the morning to burn it. Right? The first burning time you burn it, in the morning. You can't burn it at night, although you can't eat it. What about if you don't burn it the next morning? Could you burn it the following night? No, you can't. No. That's what we're discussing now. Is it always during the day? No, that's the discussion here. If you're burning, the first time you burn noser, it can only be done only in the next morning. Why? Because also biyom means it's only the first, it's not the subsequent. the child is circumcised on the 8th day. We understand, everybody agrees, it has to be circumcised on the 8th day, the daytime. How do we know all the subsequent following days? That it also has to be done only during day, not the nighttime. The Vav says that the subsequent days are similar to the 8th day. So seemingly it's a machlokas. How could you tell me once you go beyond the 8th day? Well, what do you say by no, sir? After the first morning, Rabbi Yochanan says you could burn it even at nighttime. Seemingly we hold by Milo because of the Vav. No, Mila is only during daytime. So maybe Nosa is also only. So, Dorish Vav, even the one who doesn't, Vav Hey, Dorish. It says Vihanoser. Hanoser. Ishtik. He remained silent. He remained silent, means he realized he has a problem. Meaning it's right. Not only to burn Noser only during the first time during the day, even the subsequent periods, only during the day. Boser and Nofak. This is the question Rabbi Lozer ben Pedos. Rabbi Lozer ben Pedos, we'll see in a moment. There were two people, Rashi explains. There's Rabbi Lozer ben Shamua. Rabbi Lozer ben Shamua was a Tana. Rabbi Lozer ben Pedos was a student of Rabbi Yochanan. And Rashi says, whenever Rabbi Lozer mentioned the Amor in Shas, it's always Rabbi Lozer ben Pedos. So Rabbi Lozer, this Talmud Rabbi Yochanan says this, Rebbe, how could you say the subsequent days could be burned at night? Vav, hey, everybody agrees. So if that's the case, the following times are like the first time, which is only during the daytime. So Boser and Nofak, after Rabbi Lozer went out, Amalei Rabbi Yochanan Reish Lakish, Rabbi Yochanan says to his Talmud Reish Lakish, recently ben Pedos, Sheyoshiv Dorish Kemosh Bi'agvura. The way he analyzes things, it's powerful like Moshe Rabbeinu coming off the mountain. He's saying it in a praiseworthy way. Context. Amalei Reish Lakish, so Reish Lakish says to his Rebbe, Reish Lakish was very fierce, says to his Rebbe, Rabbi Yochanan, Didehi? You think what he's asking you, that's his own thing? Masnisi, it's a brisa, it's a tosefta. It says in the tosefta explicitly what he's saying. It's not his drasha. Masnisi. You see, yes, so Rabbi Yochanan says to Rishon, where is this tosefta mentioned? In Toras Kohanim. Novuk Tanya B'tlosi Yomi. So he went and he learned Toras Kohanim for 3 days, Rabbi Yochanan, listen. V'savr B'tlosi Yarchi. But to fully comprehend all that was contained within Toras Kohanim, it took him 3 months. Rishiv Zechariah Baruch told me when he was 14 years old, he met Reb Chaim Brisker. When he was 14. And Reb Chaim Brisker already passed away in 1923. This is 1913, 1914. So he said, Reb Chaim Brisker, the way he used to learn, he would, let's say, learn a B'zvachim in 2 days, the whole set Masechta. And it was a vacation area, it was in the summertime. And then he would have a little notebook. And he would stroll in the forest. And every once in a while, and he would review it in his mind, he would jot down something when he thought of something. And he'd just continue. So that to learn the Masechta, he learned it endless times. He'd review it, then he would stroll, so he was reflecting on what he had learned. So to learn it took him three days to retain the whole Toras Kohanim. But to fully comprehend it took him 3 months. That's Sabra, 3 months. Okay? Rebbe Lozer, Orel Shehiza. An Orel who sprinkles the paraduma, Hazor Kshera. It's valid. It's a valid Hazor. You hear this? Orel does the Hazor, it's valid. Midid Hava Tful Yom. Why it's no worse than the Tful Yom? A Tful Yom means a person who came contaminated, went to the mikveh, he didn't wait for nightfall yet. So although if he touches Truma, he invalidates the Truma, but yet he's qualified to what? To do the Hazor, the sprinkling of paraduma. So the Orel is no worse than that. Although he can't eat Truma, but he's qualified. Why? He's no worse than the Tful Yom. Shapi she'osa b'Truma, kosher b'Poro. Someone says, no, you can differentiate between Tful Yom and the Orel. Mal the Tful Yom, shkei mutar b'maser. A Tful Yom is permitted to eat Meiser. And what? And the Orel is not permitted to eat Meiser. Someone says, Otu anan lachilo kamrinon. Anan l'negia kamrin. We're speaking about touching. We're not talking about eating, right? Ma Tful Yom, she'osa b'negia, the Truma, mutar b'Poro. Just the Tful Yom, he's not permitted. If he touches Truma, he invalidates it. But yet he's qualified to sprinkle the Poro, right? Orel shemuta b'negia. If an Orel touches Truma, he doesn't contaminate the Truma. Doesn't invalidate it. And Odin shemuta b'Poro. There's no question he's qualified to sprinkle the paraduma, right? The water of paraduma. Tanya mihochi. We have a brisa that supports this. Or Rabbi Lozer said, Orel shahizo, explicit in the brisa. Orel shehizo has also kshera. an oral sprinkles the paraduma, it's valid. Umasa hoyo, and there was an incident, also. And the Chachomim, they validated as azo. Although he was an orel, it's valid. Meisvei, we learned in the Braiso, tumtum shekidesh. What about putting the ash in the water? Right, that's how you make the mixture of the paraduma. Right, it's called kiddush. You take the ash, add it to the water. Okay? Tumtum shekidesh kiddusho pasul. Yeah? A tumtum who goes and puts the ash in the water, it's not valid. Why? Bibnei shu sofik orel. Because he may be an orel. Right? Because if it's a woman, it's not a problem. But it's a man, he's definitely not circumcised. Because his genital is covered. V'orel posul lekadesh. An orel is not qualified to make the meiporo. V'androgynous shekidesh kedusha kosher. But an androgynous person, which could be circumcised, right? Even though it's a question whether it's male or female, it's kedusha kosher. His making of the water is valid. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, af androgynous kedusha pasulim. Right? Even androgynous. Why? Rabbi Yehuda's opinion that a woman is not qualified. It's monim shach. The tumtum, whatever he is. If he's a man, he's not circumcised. If it's a female is not qualified. And even if he's an androgynous, where he's circumcised, but since it's questionable what her gender is, she may be a woman. Therefore, that's the reason why it's not valid. But Ketani Mio, what does it say explicitly? Oriel v'sovi goro posum lekadesh. Not like we just said. We just quoted Bryce before that what? That a tumtum, an Oriel, his azor is valid, right? And here it says a tumtum, he's not qualified to be mekadesh the, right? The meiporo. Omer Rav Yosef Haitana Tana Rabbi Akiva. This Tana is going like Rabbi Akiva. The Marbi le Orel Katomi. He says that Oriel has the same status like a person who's contaminated. The Tanya Rabbi Akiva Omer Ish Ish le Rabos Oriel. When it says Ish Ish, it says Suru of Azov that we had earlier, right? He says, how do you know an Oriel cannot eat Truma? Because it says Ish Ish. Ish comes to include the Oriel. Omar Rova have Yasiv the commentator of Yosef. The Kasha League. He says, I was sitting before Rav Yosef, Rava says, and I had difficulty. Lo lishtamit tanu, lishni oral vatome. Yeah? We don't find a tana that equates oral and tome, that oral is tome. V'leim Reb Kiva. But according to what we're saying, Reb Kiva holds that oral is like a tome. V'lo, v'oktani v'oral vatome. Someone says, v'lo, you mean oral is never equated to the tome? We learned to oral vatome pturin minario, that a person's an oral or he's contaminated, he doesn't descend on the regolim. Because he can't eat. Well, we'll see in a moment. Simar says. So it seems to be, well, that's what it says. Mishum demois. It's not because he's contaminated. Not because he's contaminated. We're not equating the oral to the tome because he'll contaminate the azora. It's because since he's uncircumcised, it's inappropriate for an uncircumcised person to go into the azora. Not because he contaminates the azora. It's just not appropriate. A person's uncircumcised to go there. Everybody is qualified to create the meiporo. That's the Tanakam. Rebudim machshi bekoton. He goes and he validates the minor. Uposel biisha ubandrogonus. But a woman, an androgynous person, at my time, or the Rabbanon. Why did the Rabbanon say that a woman and an androgynous can't do it? Why they say they can? It says you take from the ash of the chatos that was burnt. Hanoch de pasli basif psul mikidush. Those who cannot gather the ash, they're not qualified to make the meipora. Hanoch de ksherim basiva ksherim mikidush. Since the woman doesn't contaminate, if she tells she doesn't contaminate, she can gather it. So if that's she could gather it, therefore she could what? She could make the Rebuda Amalach in Kain Nemo Krov Lokach. Maivalokhu. Right? That even though the ones who cannot, like we said before, the cotton, who's not qualified, he's qualified to what? To make the meipora. Yochi Ishanami. So if that's the case, why are you saying only the Rabbi Yehuda says only the katan, but not the woman? So why not the woman? V'nosan lo nosna. It says nosan in the masculine. It doesn't say v'nosno, right? Nosno is female. Rabbana iksiv v'lokach v'nosan hava mino shokol chad v'yovchad. If it would say v'lokach v'nosan, one person gathers it, right, and one person puts it, right? Kosher Rachman v'lokchu, plural. Because Rachman v'lokchu v'nosnu. Let's say it would say they take it and they put it. Hava mino the shakli tray. Two people have to gather it, and two people add it to the water, right? V'yavi tray kosher Rachman v'lokchu v'nosan. What does that mean? It means you have either way. The afilu shakli tray, that even if two gather it, one is qualified to add it to the water. You don't need two. Yeah? By the paraduma. Which means whatever the combination, it's not a problem. Two people gather, one person adds. One person gathers, two people could add. Whatever way you want to do it, it's okay. Okay? Then it says in the Pasuk, V'hiza ha-Torah la-tomei. The one who's Tor, he sprinkles, and what does that mean? Tor means, Rashi says, he's only Tor in this context. If the man was never contaminated, you don't have to tell me he's Tor. It's understood. Tor means he's not fully Tor. We're speaking, he's a full Yom. Even though he's Tor to a degree, he's qualified to sprinkle the Meipora on the Tomei, right? Tor mechlal shu Tomei. Limit, so what I learned from this Pasuk? Limit al full Yom shekosher bepora. That a full Yom is qualified, although he's not fully Tor, right? Because nightfall hasn't come yet, he's still qualified to sprinkle the Meipora. Okay? 1 second. Boy, me name Rav Sheshes. A question was posed. We said an oral cannot eat truma. Right? We quoted Pesukim earlier. What about, is an oral permitted Maisa Sheni? Here at Shiloh. Boy, me name Rav Sheshes. Oral mal b'maser. We're not talking Maser Rishon. Maser Rishon is Chulin. Maisa Sheni, it has Kedusha. Ki hechi di Yolav Pesach mi Maiser. Just as you learned Korban Pesach from Maiser. Linaninus. Yolef Nami Meiser mi Pesach li'arelus, right? Just as you Pesach for Meiser li'naninus. Gabe Meiser ksiv v'lo bePesach u'minei alfinon. Aninus is written by Meiser, right? Lo achalti minei va'oni Meiser sheni and oni. So just as I learned to Korban Pesach from Meiser, do I learn from Meiser back to Meiser sheni? Meaning, just as Orel cannot eat Pesach, the Orel cannot eat Ma'aser Sheni, right? That's the Shaila. Gehechli Yolef Pesach Ma'aser Linaninus Yolef Nami Ma'aser Pesach Linarelus Odilma Chomer Mikal Yolif. I learned something which is stringent from something which is less, but Kalbi Chomer Lo Yolif. Yeah. Meaning, Chomer Mikal, to learn Korban Pesach from Ma'aser that you could learn. But learn the other way, that just as the oral cannot eat the Pesach, he can't eat the Ma'aser, no. Maybe Pesach is more Chomer. But something Ma'aser Sheni, which is not as serious, maybe he is qualified to eat it. Right? Amalu Tinisua, we learned in the Tosefta. Ha-truma v'abikurim chayoven aleyen misa v'chomish. Here? A person's not a Kohen, and he eats truma. What is he liable for? Misa b'dei shamayim. And if he eats it b'shogeg, what does he have to pay? Principal plus a fifth. V'asur v'nezorim. Right? 1 second. So Rashi says, this is being specifically truma because, right, when you eat it b'shogeg, but meiser can't be referred to a non-Kohen. Because even a zor, even a non-Kohen is permitted to eat meiser sheni, right? Right? No, that's what I mean. Ha-truma bikurim, bikurim, which has the same status as truma. Chayvan le misa, if a zor eats it deliberately, he's liable for misa b'dei shamayim. And if he eats it inadvertently, v'chomesh, he adds a fifth to what? To the value. V'asurim l'zorim, and a zor is not permitted, not truma, not bikurim. Vein nichse kohen, and what is truma bikurim? It's his asset. Fully, what does it mean it's his asset? If he's makadosh an isha with it. She's married, it's his asset. Truma and bikurim. V'olin be'echru meyo, regarding the laws of bittul. Normally when you have two things mixing, it's chad b'shishim. But because of the stringency of truma rabbinically, you have to have 100-to-1 ratio. Utun in rechis yodayim, and before you eat truma bikurim rabbinically, you have to wash your hands. Ve'rev shemesh, and even if you went to the mikvah to be qualified to eat it, you need erev shemesh. Nightfall has to come. V'harei elu b'truma bikurim, and it says, and all these laws apply to truma and bikurim, masheng b'meiser, which is not the case by meiser.
You go to the mikveh in the morning and you still wait till nighttime to be able to eat.
Truma, that's by truma, okay? But it lists all these things that you need for truma and bikurim. The misa, this is what, but and it doesn't apply to Masa Sheni, right? It says, and all these things do not apply to Masa Sheni. Azor is permitted to eat Masa Sheni, right? The misa nisni oriel also ben. What does it say over here? Oriel can't eat it. Why does it only say these people that are what, that are tome or whatever else, right? What do we say? Oriel. Mashenki b'meiser. There you go. The kal michomelo yoli fumuta or b'meiser. Hegdish min abai right. So the question, why doesn't it mention it? So Mar says ton of ashir. Sometimes the Tana lists many things. He leaves something out. So the Gemara asks, Omadishai Haishar. Whenever Tana leaves something else, he doesn't leave one thing out. He leaves out multiple things. So Mar says, Shir, the Mar says, Omaishai Haishar. Shir, the Kotoni B'Seif, he left out something in the Seif. It says, Yesh b'masu bikurim. Mashem, which is something that applies to masim bikurim, which doesn't apply to truma. What is that? Shamasa bikurim tun havos mokom. Maser and bikurim, you have to bring it to the Beis Hamikdash. Utun vidui, and you have to say vidui. V'osur la'onein, and an onein is not permitted to eat it. Reb Shimon matir. Onein means the day to eat it before the burial. Or to eat it before nightfall. The burial was on that day. A second. Reb Shimon's mati bikurim la'onein. Bikurim is like truma. The Tanakama says that bikurim is like Ma'aser Sheni. Reb Yehuda says no. Bikurim, Reb Shimon says bikurim is truma. So if an owner is permitted to eat truma, he's permitted to eat bikurim. Ma'aser Sheni says explicitly in the pasuk. Chaim bebir. What's chaim bebir? When the time comes in the third year, Shem hoya ma'asosim shana rishon v'shnei molichin l'shlishis l'shalayim u'mizvadeh, right? If not, Reb Shimon poter, yeah. Reb Shimon matir, Chaim bebir, Reb Shimon poter. He says no. V'ilu also levayir mehem betumo. Right? It doesn't. V'ilu also levayir me betumo. Tanakama demak should be kurim l'maser. According to the Tanakama, he equates ma'aser to bikurim. Right? Havalei l'misli v'osa lahadlik mehem im nitmu. You should say you're not permitted to burn it if they become contaminated, which is by truma. What's the halach by truma if it becomes contaminated? You burn it, and you can benefit it when it burns. Only the kohen, but it says over here, it doesn't say that. It says, Vilu oslevar behen the tuma, tanakama demaksh bikurim l'masa chomili. If we're equating bikurim to masa everything, are you permitted to burn ma'aser sheni? You're not permitted to burn ma'aser sheni if it comes contaminated, right? So why doesn't it say you can't burn bikurim if it comes contaminated? We're equating one to the other. Misli vosel hadlok behen im nitmu deim tu mosamati rosel lavoro. Avagabdul nidm mase elachilu shtio si ochli hanimilu aval hechlim elo osel var betum der ksiv lo beatmen betome imasheng betruma tu mosamati rosa. So the question, why doesn't it mention that? Right? Chem bebiv v'ilu osel the var min atuma. Doesn't say that. V'ochlan betuma atzman loke. Mashenk betruma, which is not truma. Alma tanam said we see there are other things left out. Just right? We're saying factually. We're saying although it doesn't say that the Oriel is not permitted to eat Ma'aser Sheni, being left out is not an indication. Could be it was left out. She says, but if you leave out, Tana only doesn't leave one thing out. The answer is he left other things out in the Sefer. What did he leave out in the Sefer? that if Bikurim becomes contaminated, he doesn't say you're not permitted to burn it.
Right.
But factually, the halacha is you're not permitted. Because according to the Tanakam, he equates
One with the other.
Bikurim to Ma'aseh Sheni.
Right.
Okay? Further. We're in Amud Beis. Omamar. It says, Vasur La'onein. Right? Bikurim, the Tanakam says Bikurim, just as Ma'aseh Sheni cannot be eaten by an Onein. Bikurim also cannot be eaten by an Onein, which is not the case by Truma. Reb Shimon Matir. Reb Shimon says no. Bikurim is like Truma, just as an Onein is permitted to eat Truma. Right? An Onein is permitted to Bikurim. Reb Shimon Matir. Minolu. How does he know? Dichsiv lo sucha lechol b'sharecho. Masid degontcha siroshcha v'tzarecho. It says you should not eat in your communities. We eat Ma'aseh Sheni Yerushalayim. You should not eat in your communities. Masid degontcha siroshcha v'tzarecho. And what's beis? Ubechoris bekorcho. Trumas yotcho. V'ma trumas yotcho. What is trumas yotcho? Ele bikurin. V'iskish bikurin l'maser. Ma maser osel onein. Just as a maser cannot be eaten by an onein, right? Which is explicit. Bikurim osel onein. That's the Tanakama. Because the Torah is equating all of them. Reb Shimon, truma karinu rachmono. Ma truma muteres. Since the Torah refers to bikurim as truma, right? It says trumas yotcho. So truma, everybody agrees and only is permitted to eat truma. And the Torah here is referring to what? To bikurim as truma, trumas yotcho. So the Reb Shimon says, ma truma muteres laonein. Everybody agrees. Bikurim mutalonan. So what? Therefore, Reb Shimon says, a onein can eat what? Can eat bikurim. V'chayovim bebir. What is mechayim bebir? Reb Shimon poter. Reb Shimon says no. Mar maksh, mar lo maksh. Again, do you equate bikurim to maaser? Don't I equate it? Vos levair, you're not permitted if it becomes contaminated. Although truma, when it burns, you're permitted to benefit from it, right? You're not permitted. The bikurim, you're not permitted. V'ochle b'tumas atzmon, and if you eat it when you yourself tomei, loke, nolon, detanya, Reb Shimon Omer, lo biyartim enu b'tomei. This posting is written by Ma'aseh Sheni. I did not burn it when it was tomei. Bein shani tomei v'utor, whether I was tomei and the Ma'aseh Sheni was Torah. Bein shani Torah v'utomei. Ve'echon muzer al achilosa. Where do we see that a person, if he's tomei, he's not permitted to eat truma, or he's Torah, he's not permitted? Any odea? He says, I'm not sure. Tumas aguf bejuksiv. Beg. If he personally is tomei, that he's not permitted to eat Ma'aseh Sheni, that's explicit in the posuk. What does it say? It says nefesh shetiga bo v'toma erev. It says v'lo yochal min hakadoshim. That if you're contaminated, you can't eat kadoshim. Kim rochetz b'sar b'mayim unless you went to the mikvah. Tumas atzma minayim. He said that if he's contaminated, you're not permitted to eat Ma'aseh Sheni. That's explicit in the posuk. But how do I know if the Ma'aseh Sheni becomes contaminated? How do we know that you're not permitted to eat it? Right? It says you're not permitted to eat out of your community. Ma'aseh Sheni. Ulalon ome b'shorecho tochlenu. Hatomi v'tomi yachtov katziv chayal. V'tonu ve'bishmol afilu tomi v'tor ochlen al shulchan echod. Karachas ve'nechoshim. Kom rachmono. And yet Torah says, Ahu omar lucho hos mishorecho tochlenu hochelo techu. So it says, what could you eat? Psuli mikdoshin, you're permitted to eat Tomi v'tomi yachtov. But what? But Ma'aseh Sheni, which becomes contaminated, the Tomei and Torah cannot eat it together. That's the love. Ma'aseh Sheni not. Okay. It says Mashengi b'truma minolon. We say truma even if the person is what we say, mash'enkim b'truma. What's mash'enkim b'truma? Rega. Onein. Onein is permitted to eat truma, right? The discussion was only mas is explicit, bikurim is a machlokas. But truma, everybody agrees that onein is permitted to eat truma, correct? Onein is permitted to eat truma. So we get the place. Minolan, Amar Avo, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Amar Karod, Lo bi'atu menu b'tomei. It says, I did not eat of it b'tomei. Mimenu yato mavir. Truma, when it's contaminated, you burn. And you can benefit from it when it burns. Maaser, you're not permitted. Of course, it says, Lo chalti mimenu b'tomei. I did not eat from the maaser sheni who became tomei. I did not benefit from it. Mimenu yato mavir b'tuma mavir avoto mavir shemesh el truma. But if you have oil, if truma becomes contaminated, you can use it as fuel. Shenitmo. Bemi mimenu yato mavir avoto mavir shemesh el kodesh. Maybe it's shemesh el kodesh. Yet oil that was consecrated becomes contaminated. Shenitmo. V'lav kal v'chomu. Uma masa kal omer Torah lo bi'arti mimenu b'tomei. If masa sheni, which is not as chomor as something that's hegdish, the Torah says you're not permitted to benefit from when it's contaminated. Kodesh chomor lo kolshkem. So let's make this thing kal v'chomer with truma. Truma, it has greater liability than what? The masa sheni. Right? So the Gemara says, "Who dechsim menu?" It says mimenu. Truma is excluded. Umaros mistaver kodesh lo mimatinu shkein panchas, because we find this is an acronym: Pigul noise korban miilo kores voslo onein. So because you have all these different stringencies and liabilities, therefore that's the reason why it's more chomor kodesh. So the Gemara says, Adra, but truma lo mater. Let's not exclude truma. Shkein machpaz, misa chomesh, ein lo pidyon, vasur lezorim, hanach nefishin. No, because the things that we can, the stringencies of masasheni, of kodesh, are more chomor, are more multiple than truma. Ibo seima koris adifo. It's koris. Ye truma with, right? Koris adifo. Because what by kochim, eat kochim to me is koris. Eat truma tmeyu, it's not koris. Kochim to me eat yechai libel is koris. So even though you don't even need more multiples. It says v'ochlam betumas atzmon loke. If you eat the masisheni when it's contaminated, you get malchus. Mashenk b'truma, but if you eat truma when it's tomei, you don't get malchus. Mashenk b'truma, milku de lo loki, hoi surika, but it's nisdoraisa. You this. Masisheni, if you eat when it's tomei, it says it's a lav. So you get malchus. But if you eat truma tomeo, although it's nisdoraisa, malchus you will not receive. Someone wants to know, how do you know you're not permitted to eat it? Right? That's the question now. Someone says, Minolon omakra b'sharecha tochlenu. You should eat it in your communities. Lezevelo la'achir. Right? Psulim mikdoshin eat b'sharecha in your communities. So the inference is, but where don't you eat? So that's called an isur asay. V'lava b'mechlal asay. Asayu. Asay. It's an asay. Therefore, one doesn't get malchus if you eat truma tameo. Omer avashi m'reisha nami shamit mino. D'tona b'shayir. Medloktoni v'nogin b'shaj neshvua. We'll leave this for tomorrow.